Ahoy! Welcome in to the Junk Drawer, part of the Korked Podcast Network. We came just a little bit short of reaching our YouTube goals, YouTube subscribers goal. So you don't get to see me shirtless this week.
Do it anyways.
Do
it.
At least we get to. At least we got Antonio Brown shirtless. So I feel like that's a good,
okay. That's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Today is Jean-Claude Van Damuary 3rd, 2021. What is up, junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
Hey, Austin. The moment we're recording this, we are a few hours away from Ben Roethlisberger's last dance at Heinz Field. Pour one out. Get your popcorn ready. It's Browns Steelers. That's going to be crazy game tonight. It's cold too, so it's gonna be crazy.
So cold.
That is, I'm gonna try and get through this entire episode without crying. Just
I know how much he means to you.
The waterworks, man. How much he means to the NFL. You know, I'm not. You know, it's all hyperbole aside. Whether you make jokes at his expense or you cheer him scoring touchdowns, AD. Like I feel like he means a lot to everyone in the NFL. And I hope this isn't it, but it's looking like it will be. That down there on loan from the Cineboys, Mr. Kenny Ashton. Kenny, welcome in. Thanks for hopping in with us today.
Man, it is just always such a pleasure. I'm very excited to be here today to celebrate the year that was.
The year that was. That's
right.
right.
Yes, the year that...
This isn't just any episode of the Junk Drawer. This is a special edition episode of the Junk Drawer. We are celebrating our 2021 Korkies. Now, for those of you that are new to Korked Bats, many of you probably are, just based off of the size of Jason Kidd's collar from earlier this year.
Right.
But if you're new, this is our annual award show where we just come up with a bunch of ridiculous topics and we give away a bunch of ridiculous awards to nobody in particular, but you'll see what I mean more like that in here in a bit. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We made a huge dent last month in trying to get us to our goal of 1,000. We just want 1,000 subscribers. We made a huge dent, and thank you to all of you who subscribed through watching this or however you may have heard about us. But thank you so much. Go ahead, if you haven't already, go to youtube.com/korkedbats. It's Korked spelled with a K. And subscribe. And then while you're there, go ahead and just watch this show.
We're here. We're live.
Yeah, we're live there right now. Just go and watch, and then you can comment along. If you're watching on Facebook, you can comment along. Unfortunately, if you're watching on Twitter, you can comment. We just won't see them. We can't add them to the show. But anyone that wants to chime in, we've got a lot of different categories to get to in the Korkies. So feel free to chime in along with us. It's kind of our year in review. And yeah, are you subscribe, rate, and review? I have to legally say that because this is at the end of the day a podcast.
Right.
But boys, you ready to get our Korkie on?
I guess to get the awards going. I feel like I'm a little underdressed for the award show, though.
I know. I should have put on a tux or something. Here I am in a sweatshirt and a Carhartt hat. Like I feel like.
At least we're all wearing hats, right? That means something.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's a hat.
We did something to match. That's important.
We planned it.
Should we go ahead and just give away a Korkie real quick off the top? Best dressed right now.
Yeah.
Are we talking like best dressed in this podcast at this very moment?
At this very moment, yeah.
At this very moment in time.
Yeah. But
okay.
The three of us are the nominees.
Keep in mind, I have the dirtbag shirt on, the Long Beach State dirtbag shirt. So
I've just got a black.
Might be hard to beat that one, boys.
And I'm just living in the past, baby.
Okay, well, I know who's not winning. I know who's not winning.
Super Bowl hoodie from 2 years ago that I wear every day.
I would too.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I don't blame you. I would too. If the Titans win the Super Bowl, you better guarantee I am not taking my Titans Super Bowl hoodie off for the rest of the time.
Well, to be fair, though, I don't think Kenny can win this award because the Chiefs didn't win this past year. So this is 2021.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a 1 year.
I don't think there really is anything worse than wearing this hoodie and then the next year losing that Super Bowl, yet still wearing this hoodie. They get so many looks at the grocery
like when it's
store,
not the most recent Super Bowl that they've played in, but it's the most recent Super Bowl that they've won. No, I got you. All right, boys, let's go ahead and get to the Korkies.
The
All
Korkies.
right.
The first Korkie Award.
Yeah,
Are we moving on to the first Korkie Award?
Yeah,
this year?
you know what? I had some music, but I don't have it ready. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to our first Korkie of the year. And AD, I believe you have this category.
I do, yes. Is there like any music like dun, 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 like sort of like the pick
like
is
not
in?
NFL draft music?
man.
I don't know. I'll have to see what we can do about that.
Okay, all right. Well, without further ado, the first Korkie of the year for most likely to get stuck in the Suez Canal. The nominees are Fat Tom Cruise,
Ooh,
Ever Given, The Big Ship,
the big ship. Yeah,
Jeff Bezos' $500 million mega yacht. It's pretty big.
Yeah, that's
Could
it. That's
get-
pretty
could get
big.
stuck in-
Might be bigger than Ever Given.
It could be. The Tampa Bay Super Bowl parade. So that might be a little bit of a sore subject.
Makes
for Kenny.
sense.
I'm sorry about that.
Makes
Yes,
sense.
Yeah,
a lot that happened there. A lot of boats. So could get stuck.
Could get
And last but not least, Jason Kidd's collar.
Ooh, very big.
It would just
Yes.
be wedge in there, man.
Even
Yeah,
without
I mean,
Photoshop, very big.
I
Could get
don't.
stuck.
I don't know how it doesn't get stuck. Actually. But
all right, so the winner for most likely to get stuck in the Suez Canal,
Ever Given.
Ever
Given.
yeah.
Yeah. Dark horse.
Congratulations.
Yes, congrats
Yeah.
to Ever Given. It was a good year for Ever Given, so we'll give it to him.
Yeah, no, that was probably one of the biggest stories of the year. Pun only slightly intended on that one.
I'm still stuck on that award. That was a bad joke.
All right, well let's anchor down to the next category.
Anchored down.
Best
Get out of here.
COVID is over moment of the year.
Yes.
This
Yes,
one,
yes.
Kenny will be presenting this award.
Yes. So, I mean, 2020, obviously the year of COVID, everything locked down, everything was weird. 2021, I mean, still pretty weird, but I think we got some great moments where we could say, "Oh, okay, I guess we just don't care anymore. I guess COVID is over." And I think there's
some semblance of normalcy, right? A little bit of normalcy.
Oh yeah. So the nominees are football, the NFL in particular, having COVID testing requirements and some vaccination requirements for players, and also coaches and staff, but no regulation on letting people just sit in the stadium full capacity.
Also,
Right.
COVID's over, baby.
I will say this: it was better this year than last year when who is it? The Denver Broncos walked through those little like metal detectors of like
They were spraying
sprayers.
them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were spraying them with like disinfectant, like that was gonna like cure COVID.
Yeah,
That was our solution.
right. Another one kind of related, but a little different. The Winter Classic being, full capacity, because obviously you're not going to get COVID anymore. Otherwise, we wouldn't be gathering in a cold stadium where we can all get sick all right next to each other. So
Yeah,
COVID's
right,
over. We won.
Yeah.
The milk crate challenge.
Oh boy.
Nothing brought people together like stacking up some milk crates and then falling and busting your ass and having all your buddies around to laugh.
People were
ending
like-
up in the emergency room too.
Yeah, people are like,
We
"There's
can't
plenty
forget
of room in hospitals right now, right?"
So COVID's over. COVID's over.
COVID's over. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about it. And then finally, final nominee, relatives blowing their nose at family gatherings and just using the same tissue and carrying it around all day. I think we all experienced
hanky,
that.
so to speak.
I think we all experienced that this year.
Yeah,
Again,
we've all, at least once.
It
At
doesn't
least.
matter because COVID is over. You can do that again. It's fine.
Yeah. No
All
one
right.
cares anymore.
No, it's done, which is good. I'm so happy that the pandemic is finally over. So Kenny, the winner for the best COVID is over moment of the year goes to
The NFL having requirements for coaches and players,
course.
but absolutely
Of
no
course.
requirements for
fans.
stadium capacity.
Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz tested positive for COVID on Monday, and he was out playing yesterday.
Yeah. So
It's
you're
ridiculous.
Good. It's over. It doesn't matter.
It's over.
It's
It's fine.
it's done.
Yeah.
And he's unvaccinated, so it's over.
Right.
It's over.
Right.
Oh,
it's over.
classic.
You don't need to do any of that anymore. So
Right.
All right. I guess I'll go. Should I just go ahead and take it, boys? I'll take the next.
Yeah, I think you got the next one.
Things uglier than Pete Davidson. Okay.
Ooh,
This
it's
is
a tough
look,
category.
I don't know if anyone had a bigger year than Pete Davidson.
Did
correct me if
did
I'm
his
wrong.
movie come out? Did that movie come out this year? The Staten Island one?
that was last year.
Or that was last year?
That was
It's all
last
been
year.
one big year, though.
It's been one big year. Yes, that's right.
There is a lot. Yeah, it's like I feel like the pandemic years are just going to be remembered as one giant year. But no, so Pete Davidson, nobody had a bigger year than Pete Davidson. And so, and I don't understand why. Like, I feel like that's the biggest mystery of this year was just him becoming as big as he was. Obviously, he goes from girl to girl to girl, and some of the most beautiful women on earth. And I don't get it because he kind of looks like Beetlejuice. So, I figured, you know what, let's give out things like Pete Davidson may be considered ugly to a lot of dudes. I know women find him sexy and I don't get it, but I figured let's find things that are uglier than Pete Davidson. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So
Sure.
their nominees for things uglier than Pete Davidson are Kevin James as Sean Payton.
That's pretty damn ugly.
I don't get that one. That one might be more head scratching than Pete Davidson ending up with Kim Kardashian. Adrian Peterson's time with the Titans.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yes.
It's pretty ugly. Pretty ugly.
To say the least.
And look, not to keep it tight and eccentric, but Isaiah Wilson's rapping. He dropped his mixtape earlier in the year. One of his songs called Meep Meep was 3 minutes long, but he only rapped for the first minute and 5 seconds of it.
And that was it.
The whole, and I'm not joking when I say this, the whole final 2 minutes of that song, just the beat. It was just the beat of the song. So
I can't say I've heard it, but can we also lump Antonio Brown's music in there as well?
let's go ahead. Yeah, let's just go ahead and
okay.
say,
All right.
Antonio Brown's music, new nominee. I just got handed a new envelope. Yep.
Oh, nope,
Nominee.
Yep, there it is.
Antonio Brown's music as well. Shrimp in your cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
Shrimp
ugly.
found in your cinnamon toast crunch. Wow, doesn't that feel like ages ago?
That was a saga.
I would have
That was a
thought that was
saga.
last year. Well,
Yeah.
technically it was. 'Cause
Yeah, technically.
Nope,
It's
technically.
2022
Yeah.
now.
it's a-
Yeah,
it's-
typical Kenny living in the past.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly.
Oh gosh,
I
Yeah.
don't even think I need to dwell.
you
on
don't even need to elaborate on that. Yeah.
Ben Affleck after leaving a night at J-Lo's house. I think we've all seen the TMZ photos, the paparazzi shots of him just leaving, hair all disheveled, that creepy ass grin on his face.
The walk of shame, some would call it, maybe. Or
Yeah, the walk-
not necessarily
yeah, like-
shame in this instance, like walk of fame.
Yeah, it'd be like and he's driving too, so it's like probably like the drive of fame.
We'll call it that. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
And lastly, the last nominee for things uglier than Pete Davidson, Patrick Mahomes in a helmet. In a
Wasn't that
helmet.
okay? All right.
I'm glad you clarified that it was.
Well,
in a
yeah,
helmet.
no, Patrick Mahomes, good looking dude. Patrick Mahomes in a helmet.
etc. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. He looks good. It's like Marvin the Martian, essentially. But it's not.
Yeah,
good.
it's what's the alien from the Flintstones? That little
no.
green guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's
I don't know what his
Patrick
name is,
Mahomes
but
in a
that's him.
helmet. All right. So between Kevin James and Sean Payton, Adrian Peterson's time with the Titans, Isaiah Wilson's rapping, Antonio Brown's rapping, Shrimp in your cinnamon toast crunch, Space Jam 2, Ben Affleck after a night at J-Lo's house, and Patrick Mahomes in a helmet, your winner for things uglier than Pete Davidson, the Korkie goes to. I mean, it's got to go to Patrick Mahomes in a helmet.
It has
I'm
to
sorry.
go to
It's
Patrick.
got to.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair.
Yeah.
The next
Or is that
category.
going to be? Because didn't he win something last year for that?
I think he did. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think
So
he did.
we can figure out somehow next year, somehow Patrick Mahomes will be nominated for him in a helmet for
Honestly,
some
if he could
category.
just get a new helmet, I think he'd be okay. I
We
think
could
he
move.
would
We could
be
move past this, but we just can't until he does.
right. Once
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes gets like a normal sized helmet, a helmet that doesn't look like he has overprotective parents, then I think that
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Look, protect him. He's an American
Protect him,
treasure. We must
Sure,
protect him
right.
at all costs.
Look,
As a Chiefs fan, I can see that. Yes.
I hope Derrick Henry wears Patrick Mahomes' helmet on his foot. So, AD, biggest roller coaster of the year, Korkie.
Oh boy. So we've alluded to some of these already. And the nominees of the year, biggest roller coaster of the year. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine some of them. Elon Musk, dude went from not being the richest person in the world to being the richest person in the world. That's a pretty big roller coaster. He's up here right now. You know, I don't know when he's going to come down. It could be soon, but he had a pretty big roller coaster year.
I wish I was on that roller coaster.
Yeah, me
right.
too. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be great.
Kanye. So Kim and Kanye.
Yeah, that was
pretty big roller coaster every year. Both of them combined, just unbelievable. Antonio Brown. So this might be a little bit of recency bias because you know, clearly what happened yesterday on the football field, but pretty big roller coaster every year. He went from winning a Super Bowl to quitting in the middle of a game. Unbelievable.
Really in the middle of a play.
In the middle of a play, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then giving the fans his gloves, his T-shirt, and then finally the last nominee, the Cuomo brothers. Pretty rough year for those guys.
Yeah. Both of them started the year employed. That's
both
crazy.
Both of them. Yes, yeah. Not a great year for either of them.
No.
And without further ado, the biggest roller coaster of the year, the award goes to who other than Antonio Brown. I don't think it gets much higher than that and then much lower than that because that's the two major extremes. Like it's hard to recover from that. Really,
it's like yesterday. It's almost like he knew this was going to be a category of the Korkies, and he's like. It was his 4-year consideation push, man. And he's like, I'm going all in today.
It's like when a director drops a movie in January of 2019 for the 2019 Oscars, you know, trying to get it in before they announce the nominees.
Just so it's fresh on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he did yesterday.
So, I mean, not to dive into this too much. Do you guys think that he did that to promote his song coming out, like the song he released yesterday, or like was this just all coincidental that he was like, just drop the song, like let's get the heat off of my football playing antics, and then let's get the music out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, because you got to think, and it's one of those things where if anything crazy in the world happens, we live in a day and age where we're like, okay, where's the marketing behind it? Where's the play?
It happened.
We talked earlier about the shrimp and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like we were wondering, is this just a whole big thing for Cinnamon Toast Crunch? or what is this? Maybe even life cereal?
General Mills. I don't know. General Mills out there.
But it's that everything happens. Like Tom Brady posted that photo a few years ago of him walking out of Gillette Stadium. And we're like, oh my gosh, is this him announcing his retirement? No, it's like Hulu has live sports. Like
that's right. Exactly.
Nothing in this day and age can happen and me not think, oh, okay, where's the marketing dollars behind it?
Well, and I don't know if you saw, the charts they do for the percentage of chance to win the game. Like, the Bucks Jets yesterday, it was like Jets had a 90% chance to win or something if they just ran the ball or if they kicked a field goal rather. And and then so Tom Brady tweeted that chart and said #to the moon because he's got that deal with the crypto company. So it's just there's just always something that there's always something to market, right?
So I guess he's going to just focus on the music career at this point.
I think he kind of has to now, right?
Yeah.
Between him and Le'Veon Bell, I mean, they could put together an album probably between the two of them.
Right. Maybe get Isaiah Wilson in there to sing backup.
I mean, we got That sounds like a banger right there.
Like
Would I-
disgraced
Would I make
NFL,
that happen?
yeah,
Right, like-
disgraced NFL vets just on an album, on
Yeah.
an entire mixtape. I would listen.
Would I buy that album? No, because I have Spotify, but
Yeah.
like I'd definitely listen to it.
I would give it a couple of streams for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good. All right. Now it's time for our next category. Biggest hypocrite. Okay.
There's a lot of those this year.
Yeah.
A lot
a
of biggest hypocrites. We could go with the I mean, honestly, well, I mean, I think I have most of them as as nominees, but let's go ahead and read off the nominees for biggest hypocrite. Okay. Now, there's a lot of generalities in this award. Okay. So for one, the biggest hypocrite goes to, or not goes to, but the nominee for biggest hypocrite are the people who say there are too many bowl games, but then with one side of their mouth, but then also say we need to expand the playoff with the other side of their mouth.
Yes, there's a lot of those people.
Then they are having a year this year. There's a lot of people. First of all, why anyone complains about there being too many bowl games is beyond me, because I'm pretty sure there comes a time every June when you're like, I would do anything to watch a meaningless football game right now.
Yeah.
I would do anything. But for whatever reason, when you're drinking from water hose around Christmas time, when you're sitting on your ass anyway, doing nothing in between Christmas and New Year's, you're like, whoa, too many football, too much football.
Too many games.
Like, why is anyone complaining about too much football? Okay. And then on the opposite end of that spectrum, those same people are saying we need to expand the playoff. We need to expand the playoff. First of all, you expand the playoff, that's going to make the regular season more meaningless. Right now, one of the biggest things about college football is such a beautiful sport because it's so much different than the NFL and every other level of football, because every week means so much. If you lose, essentially the college football season in itself is a playoff, because if you lose a game, you lose 2 games, your season's pretty much done. But people are like,
you could still make a bowl. You could still make a bowl.
Yeah. You could still make a meaningless bowl.
Yeah.
But like,
right.
People will say like, we need to expand the playoffs to give more teams a shot in. Okay. So if you expand the playoffs, then that pretty much eliminates the meaning behind the rivalry week at the end of the season. You know, you've got Alabama and Auburn playing at the end of the year. That game would have meant nothing because Alabama would have been in the playoff regardless. Who else? The Oklahoma State. That game would have meant nothing.
Another good one.
Because both teams would have been in. Like, all those games at the end of the season would mean nothing because if a team's ranked high enough, you know they're not going to drop below and out of the playoffs. So off my soapbox.
Here's my thing.
Okay. Hit me with it, Kenny.
So I've had thoughts about this, and I've heard you guys talk about it before. I'm going to go ahead and come out and say that I am pro expanding the playoff.
Okay, go right ahead.
That's just where I'm at.
Look, a lot of people are.
However, I also, the way that it's set up right now, I totally get what you're saying. And I like having a lot of bowls, because if I don't get my Armed Forces Bowl every year, like,
you bring up a good point. Yes.
What's the point?
What bowl? Yeah, like, what is Lockheed and Martin going to do with all that excess money to, like, what are they going to sponsor if there's no bowl game too? You know,
Right.
Duke's mayo. How would they ever dump? What are they going to do with all that mayo, extra mayo that they had to dump on the coach?
I say keep them both, or expand one, keep the bowl games, because I still need my Armed Forces Bowl. Because even if you expand the playoffs, my Missouri Tigers are not going to make the playoffs. Just not happening.
Yeah, no, that's right.
But yeah, no, I'm for expanding it. And the reason why I want to expand it is because I think the best part about bowl season is that I get to see teams play each other that, like, you're not going to see play the rest
don't ever
of the
play.
season. So the idea of, like, if you expand the playoff, that means you have more potential matchups like that, which you get, of course, with bowl games.
Well,
but you also get the potential of those teams playing other teams from other conferences. Because, like, I don't know. For instance, like, I was kind of excited for Michigan, Georgia. Wasn't that great of a game, but at the same time, like, I want to see, like, Georgia play a team outside of the SEC.
Right.
See what that looks
like. Well, that
so
was Georgia's really their first impressive win of the season, and it came in the playoff. Because literally all of their quote unquote big wins came against teams that were like 8-6, or, you know, or 9-6 on the season. Like, and that was it, you know.
Well, could you say the same about Michigan despite Ohio State? Like that win? I don't. Did they really have
they beat
great
Michigan,
wins?
Did Michigan play Notre Dame this year? They didn't, did they? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, the way I view it, and also like with the playoff, 12 out of 16 semifinal games have been decided by more than 17 points. So to ask for more of those games, I'm just not a fan of it. But again, because to me, and I've said this before on this podcast, the playoffs, the cultural playoffs are like Facebook. You know, Facebook was awesome when it was just people with .edu email addresses. Once you expanded it to like more people, then it suddenly got less cool. And then less cool. The more it expanded, when they expanded to high school kids, and then expanded to like anyone could join, like your grandma and aunt, like that. Then it was like, okay, Facebook kind of sucks now. And to me, I think that I view the cultural playoff the same way. When it's just the top 4 teams, it's fine because it's exclusive. You have to earn that right. When it's the top 12 teams, then it's like, oh, okay, now you've got teams like UCF and I don't know, like Iowa State. No offense to Iowa State, you know, but like you understand like my point. Like it's like, oh, it's suddenly not as cool of a deal if like more teams can make it. That's just my thought process on the other thing. But I don't care. I don't care where you stand on it. I know I'm in the minority when I against expand the playoffs, but but the biggest hypocrite, the people that complain about having too many bowls,
totally agree,
and also say you should expand the playoffs.
Say you should expand the playoff. That's the hypocrite.
Yeah, that was a long way to explain that.
Get to there.
Yes.
That's all right.
The next nominee for biggest hypocrite.
There's more,
but
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. I think we don't even have to explain that one.
That's a good one.
The next nominee for biggest hypocrite: Major League Baseball for cracking down on spider tack while simultaneously switching baseballs up. MLB, I don't even know if they admitted it, but a report came out that they did change the baseballs like multiple times throughout the season in 2021. But they were also cracking down on spider tack for pitchers. So I don't know, kind of weird on that. Kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth there, Major League Baseball, or I should say both sides of the gap in your teeth, Rob Manfred. The next nominee, the biggest hypocrite: people clowning Antonio Brown for quitting on his team, but then also defending college players' rights to opt out of the bowl games. Look, all I'm saying, Antonio Brown was just opting out of his game. He was just opting out. What's wrong with that? You know, players' rights.
I don't see an issue with it.
This one might hit it close to home. Nominee for biggest hypocrite: Chiefs fans who claim the Titans suck. 27-3. And last.
Okay. Okay. Look. Did I ever say they sucked? Probably. But like, in my heart, I don't believe that. I'm just scared, man.
No. If anything, look, I think Chiefs fans probably will get the last laugh and everything when all is said and done.
I'll just say this: I'm not afraid to play any team in the NFL right now.
You should,
even though we lost yesterday.
I'm
not afraid to play any team. If you would have asked me that 6-8 weeks ago, if I'm afraid to play, I'd say I'm afraid to play every team.
Sure,
in the NFL now. I want the rematch. I hope there's a rematch.
Oh gosh,
could happen.
I kind of hope the Titans win out and claim that 1 seed and just get the bye.
Austin, I'm going to throw myself as a nominee here, biggest hypocrite, because we talked a lot of shit on the Chiefs earlier this year. Patrick Mahomes, and we
danced on that grave when they were
exactly.
Still obviously they've gone zombie since then, but yeah.
And even though after we poked our fun, we made our jokes, whatever, I still thought the Steelers were going to beat the Chiefs. So that's on me. That's being a hypocrite. I knew it was going to happen. I just, I still in the back of my mind somehow thought, or even they would cover the 10-point spread.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even close.
You know what? I'll give us credit though, AD, because on this podcast we talked about we talked about how the Chiefs were bad. And when they were bad, because there was a point in the season when they were bad.
2-4 or something, I think it was.
Right.
And
we said, wow, the Chiefs are bad. And so we just talked about it. And we were like, let's make fun of them now because we know this isn't going to last. And then it kept lasting. But then they went on their run.
Right.
But AD, you and I, we said we're going to stick to our guns. And despite what happens this season, we're still going to stick to our take that the Chiefs are bad. So even now, as the current number 2 seed in the AFC, could be finished as the 1 seed. AD, we still have to stick with it. The Chiefs are still bad. Because you know why?
Bad, yeah. They're not the number 1 seed.
We're not hypocrites.
Oh, that too. Yes.
We're not hypocrites. And we are going to stick with our takes here at Cork Bets and on the Junk Drawer, even if they don't make sense anymore. But even with the Chiefs being 11-5, they're still bad. And last nominee for biggest hypocrite. I feel bad for Kenny. Kenny probably feels like, wow, I'm glad.
I feel like I'm getting bullied.
I'm glad I came on this podcast.
Yeah.
The last nominee for biggest hypocrite, Urban Meyer.
Jackson. Oh, Urban Meyer. Okay.
Urban Meyer.
That's
and the winner for biggest hypocrite, the Korkie, goes to Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
it
has to.
I didn't think it was that obvious, but it's obvious, right?
Yeah, right. It's pretty obvious.
There's so many stories about Urban Meyer this year that I literally saw a headline and just laughed out loud. So I was like, is this guy for real?
Urban Meyer and Antonio Brown really got us through the NFL season because
both
it wasn't one thing, it was the next,
Both great for team content.
Oh, team content. That is the head coach and the captain.
MVP, yeah.
Definitely. The head coach of team content, Urban Meyer, and the captain of the team, Antonio Brown. All right, AD, I believe you are next with our next category, worst event at FedEx Field.
Oh boy, and they had a year too at FedEx Field. I feel bad for anyone that has to work there and go through this. So I think we all saw the video yesterday of Jalen Hurts leaving the field after a victory. Pretty big win for the Eagles, and there were some fans waiting for him there at the tunnel, and the whole barrier between the tunnel and the stands just comes crumbling down. Almost imagine if that hurt Jalen Hurts. Imagine that. Imagine if that actually hurt Jalen Hurts and like put him out like for the playoffs or something. Like how terrible would that be? Like would FedEx Field be liable for that? I think they would be.
You have to be. Yeah.
Like the Eagles could probably sue the football team.
Well, right? I feel like so the way that went down yesterday was so great just because like everybody who fell off of that was just so stoked. Like they were just like, oh yeah, if
I'm
this
on the
wouldn't have
field.
happened, I wouldn't be able to take a picture with Jalen Hurts right now. But like, yeah, like if those were Redskins fans, I don't know. But you might have an argument to sue.
They were long gone though. The football team fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, anybody who falls from that spot into the stadium could sue for liability reasons. So I don't think those guys are. I think they're just too.
Could Jalen? Could they both? Could they all sue? Like Jalen? Oh,
that's action style. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
What if we posed as
so funny?
We sued.
They would have to kind of get in line, right? Because I'm pretty sure the football team lawyers are kind of tied up in litigations at the moment.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. So, Austin, that brings me to my next nominee. The football team ownership group, worst event at FedEx Field, definitely.
Oh, the
ownership group. Yes.
Just the ownership. No, I'd say that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Just the fact that they own the team is the worst thing to happen to the Redskins.
Right.
So you could classify it as an event, I'd say.
Mob is in. He says, if I were one of those fans, I'd have been holding my knee. Yeah.
And that's exactly.
But I think you should. Yeah, right. Just be like, just the old Peter Griffin.
At least they got a selfie out of it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good for them. I would have done that if it were Jackson Mahomes.
There's one guy in a Looney Tunes jacket down there. I don't know if you guys saw it, but anyway, AD, you can
much,
go.
Much respect to the Looney Tunes jacket.
Yes.
So we've got Jalen Hurts almost getting killed by the fans. Ownership group for this is the worst event at FedEx Field. And Kenny, I believe you just alluded to it a little bit. Jackson Mahomes dancing on Sean Taylor's memorial.
Oh,
And not just dancing; it was like a TikTok dance, like very stupid. It's hard to put that kind of stupid into words. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's just so unbelievable. You can't.
It's just like it's not very self-aware.
Right.
Would be the best way to say it.
Yes.
it's just not.
Oh, is this the alternate angle?
There's the alternate angle. There's the Looney Tunes jacket right there.
Oh,
right there.
Nice.
Oh man.
Look at Jalen Hurts being a nice guy, helping to pick up the fence, pick up the people. Like
meanwhile, it literally does. Look at that photographer right there on the ground. The fence does fall right on him, and his leg is stuck. And then watch, everyone's taking their sweet ass time getting up.
Didn't he kick someone?
He's like, move the damn thing. Yeah.
Maybe he's suing.
Will he sue? Yeah, I probably will.
Well, was it the same field with the cameraman yesterday? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Ricky Seals-Jones ran into the cameraman, and Ricky Seals-Jones got taken off in a stretcher.
Oh,
I think the cameraman was okay, but
it's probably built
Ricky
like
Seals-Jones
a house.
Yeah, this FedEx Field. I mean, that wasn't in my nominees. This all happened yesterday. Like, jeez. So Jackson Mahomes, the Cowboys brought benches in when it was like 40 degrees, like not even freezing. Not really sure what was up with that. Just football play in general. So just their entire team's play on the field.
That's it.
It hasn't been terrible this year like it normally is, but it could have been
worse.
It's been pretty bad. And then finally, this didn't happen this past year, but it's taken a lot of careers here. RG3, Alex Smith, Joe Theismann, career-ending injuries at FedEx Field or close to it.
Yeah.
Just awful. But
yeah, the turf is, I think, responsible for ending RG3's career. Like after that tremendous rookie season that RG3 had, just that turf was in such bad shape at the end of the year. That was the reason he went down with an injury and why the Redskins probably didn't go further in the playoffs that year.
And they should have too, because they were good that year. Oh, and of course everyone remembers this one. The sewage showers.
The poopy showers.
Yes.
Poop showers at FedEx Field.
Yeah. And I think this goes without saying, although it's very close with the Jackson Mahomes dancing on Sean Taylor's logo, it's the sewage showers.
The sewage
showers. Poop showers.
Congratulations, poop showers.
It doesn't get much worse than that. Just poopy water. Just big year for poopy water at FedEx Field.
I would say, yeah, if it's a category for worst event at FedEx Field, anytime poopy water's involved, I'd say it's a foregone conclusion.
One or two at least.
Right. It's like if you put Daniel Day-Lewis in the best actor category, it's like odds are he's probably going to win. Same thing with poopy water in a worst of category. All right.
I feel like it is just like international fear of mine anytime I'm in a stadium. It could just be that the bathrooms are already just gross to begin with, but
yes, they are.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's going to happen.
I believe Arrowhead is this way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but bathrooms with troughs, right? Like, how is it surprising to me that like those still exist in 2021?
Beaver Stadium, Penn State Stadium had the same thing.
I mean, it's pretty efficient. It's just very uncomfortable.
It is very okay, and that's what it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is very efficient. It is.
Well, for anyone who suffers from stage fright, might think otherwise, though. Like, sometimes it's tough to pee under pressure. You don't know if anyone's looking at you.
Exactly what Kenny said. Like, it's a very uncomfortable. Efficient,
but uncomfortable is a great way to put it.
It's emotionally, I'm uncomfortable, but like, it makes sense.
It's enough beers. You're okay to pee there. You're okay to pee there.
It gives you more space. If you have like the individual urinals, you have a very limited entry point
Yeah.
to using the bath.
You can fit
When
more
you have the
guys in a trough
exactly.
rather than a row of urinals. Just whenever I'm pissing at a trough is like the only time like I'm not grateful for my peripheral vision.
Right. Right.
All right. The next category. Things your parent or parents talked about the most in 2021. The Korkie goes to.
Yes.
Or the nominees are.
The nominees are.
Yes. Four great nominees in this category, gentlemen. The first one, the TV show Yellowstone. Like every single parent I talked to told me I need to watch Yellowstone this year. So, not even my parent.
So I've heard the same thing from multiple parents, but I'm gonna ask you guys: is it worth a watch? Should I watch it?
Apparently,
don't
it's
ask
good.
us. Well, I guess I am a parent now, so I guess I do.
Austin, come on.
Damn, that's so good. I think you have to ask parents. I think you have to ask parents. Like,
I'll get back to you guys.
Watching.
Yeah,
I'll get back to you.
Yeah, we're not. Well, I guess. At what age, like, am I considered the parents in this category?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, in that case, Derek.
Now
Henry
you are.
Derek Henry
now
better
you
be
are.
nominated. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Yeah. So Yellowstone or 1883, which I guess is like the prequel to Yellowstone. Because I hear a lot about that from parents as well.
Oh yeah. Once your parents like figure out streaming, that will be talked about the most. I feel like there's that learning curve with things.
Yes.
It's either have you watched Yellowstone or do you know how I can watch Yellowstone? I feel like that's usually the conversation.
Do you have a Paramount Plus password?
Yeah. Yes. I don't get it on my Roku. How do I get it on my Roku? I don't. You gotta have the parent.
Listen, I was watching Kelly and Ryan today, and they were talking about the show Yellowstone. I really want to watch it. Do you know how? Do you have a password for Paramount Plus? Mom, just sign up. Just go to the website.
Just
sign up. Actually, no. You know what? I'll sign up for you, and I'll send you the link. Okay, is it going to be in my emails?
Step-by-step process.
And then the other nominees, COVID remedies or prevention. COVID remedies or prevention. A lot of parents talking about that these days. What you can do to keep yourself safe, keep your loved ones safe.
Yep.
Like supplements to take, or like if you do get it, like hydrate, or like just little things like that. Or
yeah. Just like anything, and not necessarily like the fringe stuff, but like just anything you can do to stay safe.
Not like the horse tranquilizer, like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I feel like if Terry Bradshaw goes on national television saying don't take that, it's a horse tranquilizer, I'm gonna listen to Terry Bradshaw on that.
I'll listen to the original TB12.
Yeah.
Does Joe Rogan have kids?
I don't know.
I just think of Joe Rogan like living alone, like in the woods somewhere.
That's what I do. Yeah, in a cabin.
Yeah. This one's pretty recent, kind of sad. Betty White. A lot of conversation about Betty White this past weekend, visiting the family. Rest in peace, Betty.
That's one of those celebrity deaths where your parents tell you,
yes.
Did you hear that they passed away?
Did you hear Betty White passed away?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then the final thing that I think parents everywhere are talking about, the Cineboys podcast. Heard a lot from my parents. Heard a lot from the in-laws about it. Heard a lot from my mom about it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cineboys podcast. Parents are talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. That whenever I go home, as we've talked about on this podcast a lot, Don, a big junkie for this on this podcast, every time I go home, mentions something about this podcast, to the point where he will gift the to and from tags for Christmas on my gifts. It'll be to Austin from AD. He just why? I don't know. I don't know why, but I love it, and it's awesome. So
hopefully it was a good gift though.
It was a good gift. It was okay.
You did well, man.
It was okay. Yeah.
It was decent.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny. So Who's the winner for things your parents talked about the most?
The winner is Yellowstone. I think I heard from beginning to end of this year. I think there wasn't a moment where I visited the in-laws or my mom where Yellowstone was not brought up. So
it sounds like I need to watch Yellowstone. I'm going to watch Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And on
I would ask your parents before you do.
If I should.
If it's worth watching.
Okay.
Actually, no, maybe don't, because then you'll be on the phone with them for like 35 minutes. And it's like, Mom, I got to go. I got to go, Mom. All right. The next category is, did we really need that?
And feel free to chime in if there's anything that you feel that we might have not needed this year.
Yeah, you can comment along on our YouTube or Facebook pages. Hop on there if you want to comment along. On Twitter, I'm sorry, you unfortunately cannot.
Unfortunately cannot. So, did we really need that? The Ford Bronco. Now, this might be a little controversial because it looks cool, but did we really need it back after what O.J. Simpson did in the Ford Bronco?
Fair enough.
I don't think we did need it back, but
not like the best lasting memory on its way out the door. You know, like if maybe that would have happened early on in the Broncos' life span, then maybe. But like if that's the lasting memory of the car, maybe revive like another car. You know, like bring back the Ford Taurus.
Like when I say Bronco, who's the first person you think of? Like it's automatic.
It's not John Elway. I'll tell you that much.
Exactly. It's synonymous.
Right. Brentwood, California's own O.J. Simpson. Orenthal James Simpson.
Yeah.
Hello to the world.
Hello to the world.
This was also mentioned earlier. Did we really need that? Space Jam 2.
Yeah, definitely didn't. Definitely didn't.
Really need that?
Yeah. No, I after watching it, I can tell you we did not.
We did not need that. Yeah. Also, another movie, Chris Pratt doing the voice of Garfield.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
It's not. It's definitely not. I will say, I feel like Chris Pratt gets unfairly shit upon.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that take.
I don't think he deserves all the hate he seems to get. At the same time, did we really need that?
We really need that.
He's not somebody I think of when I think of Garfield.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Right. Right. I mean, I was still trying to get over Bill Murray as Garfield.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Then you throw Chris Pratt my way. It's like, whoa, let's pump the brakes a little bit. All right.
Yeah,
like,
take it
I
easy.
feel like Garfield's going through more reboots than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think's deeper, the Spider-Verse or the Garfield verse?
Garfverse.
The Garfverse?
The Garfiverse.
I couldn't even tell you how many Spider-Man movies there were in the past year, let alone all time. So I'm going to go with Spider-Man on this one.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man, it's set up to have a multiverse.
Yeah. Did we really need this? Tiger King Part 2.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
No one cares anymore. That was a pandemic thing. That was it.
You could tell it was like, oh, we got to do something more with this. It was such a hit. And then it's like there's really not a lot more to talk about.
Right.
No.
Well,
So
and it's like
good.
any big news like update came through the news.
Yeah.
We would know.
Like
we would know.
because they became such big stars, right? Like we knew. It's like, what are you updating us on? Oh, he's still in jail.
She still has the tigers. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like did we figure out if Carol Baskin killed her husband? She did. I don't think you did. So
Right.
And then two more. Did we really need this? Facebook changing their name to the metaverse.
Yeah.
I don't think we did.
I still can't understand.
I mean,
that.
well, don't get me wrong. Facebook needed that. We did not.
We did not. Okay. Yeah. True. Good point. And then finally, Samsung folding smartphone. Did we really need that?
Do we need Samsung phones in general? I
Do
just think
we
illegal.
need those? Yes.
I think it should be illegal to have any other phone other than an Apple phone.
Unless
Like anytime somebody hops in there and turns my chat green.
Yeah. I was gonna say, unless like the ability to fold a phone turns your chats to blue, then no, I don't think we need it.
Yeah.
All right, and
So,
the winner for did we
without
really
further
need that?
ado,
Oh, yeah.
Did we really need that? The winner is, and this was tough. This was an extremely tough decision by the committee, but they had to go with Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2.
They're right. The committee's right.
Yeah,
they're always right. They're always right.
Just didn't need it.
It was between that and Facebook changing their name to Metaverse because
those were the last two finalists.
Right.
Yeah, both were totally unnecessary.
Okay. All right. Now, the worst person not named Jackson Mahomes.
Oh, this will
be good. This will be good. I believe Kenny is our presenter for this award.
Yes. The worst person not named Jackson Mahomes. The nominees are Logan Paul.
Okay. I think that's
just terrible.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul is just one of those people I just like. Both Paul brothers. First of all, every time I look at them, I'm like, I don't know which Paul this is. Second, and then I'm like, man, these guys. It's probably good they went into boxing,
right?
I mean, do we even go any further? Is it Logan Paul?
Yeah. I mean, each one is going to be like, yeah, that might be it. Yeah. Erica Jane from the Desperate House, or not? Sorry, I always get that mixed up. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I do. Well, my fiance does, and I'm usually just around, and it's entertaining.
So you watch it. You can. It's okay. Sure. To say you watch it.
But like, here's the thing. I don't like just like throwing people under the bus, but I feel like in this category you have to do it. Essentially, with Erica Jane, her ex-husband or something, that's like being convicted of like embezzling money from like underprivileged children or something like that. Just really, really bad stuff. And the way that she just acts through the whole season, I was just like, she's just a terrible person, whether she's innocent or not. Like, she's just, ugh.
Well, and wasn't there an entire documentary that came out about her and her husband? Her husband like sued, or not, didn't sue people, but he represented people in court whose houses would get like exploded, like someone's house exploded from a natural gas leak.
Yeah.
And house exploded, and he was skimming money from them. Like he set aside the money that he won them in court, put it in a bank account, but then was living off of that money and just completely screwing over these people.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, it was awful. And then it's like we don't know if she's like really involved, but
he did like fund her music career, which you want to talk about bad music. Antonio Brown, Isaiah Wilson, Erica Jane, probably up there with terrible music.
I don't know who this is, so I had to look it up. How old is this guy in question here? The husband.
Old.
Oh,
he looks like I think it's the show OC. He looks like the one dad in the OC.
He kind of looks like the guy from Indiana Jones. The Temple of, the Raiders, the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, after he drank from the from the cup, the Holy Grail, and just turned old. That's what he looks like. If you need a visual,
I mean, he kind of looks like Prince Philip, actually.
Yeah.
Like Prince Philip, like 10 years ago. Man.
There's quite the age difference between the two.
Yeah. Did he die? Prince Philip died this year, right?
Yes,
he did. Yeah, he did.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah. I kind of forgot.
And
then the next nominee for worst person not named Jackson Mahomes. I know I said Logan Paul, but let's throw Jake in there as well. Jake Paul.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Oh, good. Because I was honestly, Kenny, when you said Logan Paul, I wasn't quite sure which Paul you were referring to. But if you just throw them both in there,
right. So Jake, I believe, is the one that
the Paul brothers. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So like the thing with Jake is that he's a boxer, but has he faced a boxer? Like it's all just like
they
wrestlers.
Both are, right? Logan Paul and Mayweather,
right? But like
they face like Nate Robinson and like and like washed up boxers. Like they haven't yet to like fight someone,
like fight somebody in their prime right now. I want like do it. And
I would love for or no, did you? Well, I will say this. You know, us here at Korked, we absolutely hate Dana White and the UFC for getting our Instagram account suspended.
Yes.
Yeah. That really sucks. That was probably the low moment. If there was a Korkie for lowest moment of the year,
it was the day that happened. Yeah.
That was the only nominee and the winner for 2021.
yes.
Korkie Award. But I did like that Jake Paul came out on, I believe, New Year's Day and basically challenged Dana White, was like, hey, if you want to fight in the UFC, I will do it, but you have to meet these demands first, and you need to meet them by this day. Now, granted, there's not a chance on earth Dana White does it, because it was like, provide healthcare for your fighters and pay them more money.
It was like pay the fighters 50% of UFC's revenue, which is just like absurd. I think he said he would quit boxing. So it was like he would be done. I don't even think he would join the UFC. I think he would just be done his fighting career altogether if Dana White did that.
Yeah.
Which is so ridiculous that it's never going to happen. But
right. Okay. Other nominee?
Just Jackson Mahomes. Like,
look,
I know
Jackson Mahomes, nice, very nice.
I know it's not named Jackson Mahomes, but man, did he really just make a year of it?
Yeah,
I feel like I can't not nominate him.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
it's his second nominee, by the way.
Jackson Mahomes nominated for a Korkie for worst person not named Jackson Mahomes. I love that.
I'm sure he's got a nickname he goes by.
We
can get in on a technicality here.
Like the TikTok dances alone are bad. I mean, like it's like worse than like Juju Smith at a logo bad, because he does it on the memorials of dead people, but then the Kansas City restaurant,
the bar,
where they
could have had
give him good service, and he went on social media and just completely bashed them and tried to bring their whole company down. And
they absolutely destroyed him back.
They did absolutely. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. But I think Jackson Mahomes, we could have a whole category of just worst events or things that Jackson Mahomes did this year. Like we could the pouring the water on the fan at the Ravens Stadium. I mean, he did a lot this year, actually.
Well, look, and Kenny, I believe this could speak volumes, because how we feel about Patrick Mahomes on this podcast.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Patrick Mahomes, because he's not just dealing with it from his brother, but also his wife is like very outspoken and very vocal. And as a quarterback as good as Patrick Mahomes, when you are at the top of your sport and getting paid $500 million, you don't need those people, because it's making him look bad with him not doing anything. Like
he didn't do anything. Yeah,
he's such a amazing player, and obviously he cannot be stopped. Even in his off year, he's still going off and having an incredible season. Yeah. To have those bumbling idiots along for the ride, I feel bad for him. I do. I feel bad for Patrick.
For sure. Yeah. So I'll just say, let's just give it to Jackson. Let's give it.
Nice.
Jackson Mahomes, worst person not named Jackson Mahomes.
Well deserved, because he was nominated and he didn't win the last one. So I think it's well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Hey, I hate to do this, man, but can I do my last category? Because I might need to bounce.
Yeah. No, go right ahead. Is it best Kanye moment?
Best Kanye moment, yeah.
Or worst Kanye moment, or just most Kanye moment. Probably would have been the best way to put it. But so reuniting with Drake.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Put on some concerts. They had a beef, not so much anymore. So that's good.
They squashed it.
Yeah. The Donda parties.
Yes.
Donda listening parties in all these stadiums.
And him showing up like 2 hours late to every single one of them.
Yes.
And like his outfits during those two were also pretty good. Like it was just like a ski mask almost.
It provided for great memes of the one in him at Mercedes-Benz Superdome where he just levitates up to the ceiling. That fantastic meme.
Yeah. Hiding in bushes outside of Kim Kardashian's house.
Boy, didn't he buy the house across the street?
I believe so.
From Kim?
But I just the idea was like, I'm just gonna go hide in these bushes.
Just gonna go hide in them. Yeah.
It's a very Kanye moment.
Because that's like something like we would do as like regular civilians. Just the idea of like a celebrity as A-list as he is just the funniest thing in the world to me.
And then moving into Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta and just living there.
A residency, so to speak.
Yeah.
He literally made it his own home stadium.
It was a big year for Kanye, man.
Big Kanye year.
A lot of Kanye stuff going on this year. The winner, of course, it's just going to be moving into Mercedes-Benz.
Yes. Yeah.
Just being seen from the Raptors. He's like the Phantom of the Opera for Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it's great.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Okay.
Hey, I do need to bounce. I do apologize.
Kenny, no, thank you so much for joining us, dude. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is all ours, Kenny.
Yes. Follow the Cineboys at the Cineboys.
Yes, follow at the Cineboys, CINEBOIZ. Cineboys. If you follow Kork Bats, you'll see us retweeting their stuff and posting it all the time on Instagram and Twitter. Follow them both. If you like movies, if you like TV, if you like entertainment, that is your go-to follow, because constantly keeping you updated with the latest news, latest trailers, whatever you need movie-wise, the Cineboys are your guys. Kenny, dude, you're the man. Thanks so much for hopping in with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kenny.
Sorry I got to bounce early, but
it was fun.
We're just happy we were able to get a celebrity presenter for this, for the Korkies.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes. All right. See you guys.
Thanks, Kenny. See you.
All right. So the final, we've got our last two categories, AD. The biggest Kork Bats life event.
I should have told him the next category just so we could congratulate him on air here. But
because he is nominated.
He's a nominee. So there a lot happened this past year in Korked Bats, including this isn't necessarily a life event. It kind of was for our Instagram. Our Instagram was killed this past year. It's not necessarily a life event, like I said, but again, we're trying to get that back up and moving. I think we just hit 500 the other day, which is huge, even though we were almost at 2,000 before. Yeah, we
had built this following. We had built a tremendous following on our last Instagram account, and then we and all the content that we uploaded.
The content more importantly, actually, I think that's more painful.
The content was devastating, because we had built so much, and we had done so much and had a lot of fun, built a great community on our Instagram account, and within the span of one day, it was gone. It was bam,
gone,
that was devastating for us. So,
please, if you are on Instagram, give us a follow. Help us get this new account back up, because we would really appreciate it, and we need some love. We need some love.
Right. Real quick, we've got a makeshift Korkies category submitted by Kevin Rose on our Facebook page. Most Kanye moment by someone not named Kanye, and the winner is Antonio Brown. How about that?
I love that. Yes.
Very well done. Very well done. That's a great Korkie.
Antonio Brown's cleaning up here at the Korkies.
Antonio Brown's and you know what? It might be recency bias, but look, when you go that crazy, that like the day before the Korkies, you're gonna.
When you go that crazy and drop a fire song at the same time, like, I mean, come on. How do you give it to anyone else?
You can't.
So like I was saying, big year for Korked Bats personally, not just the brand Korked Bats, but personally.
Yeah, the people behind the brand.
Austin, let's start off with you. You moved city.
I was gonna say, I think I might have three submissions into this category. I might have three nominees.
I believe you do. Yeah. So you moved. Not only did you just move, you started a new job, which is awesome. In the mornings, if you like country music, listen to Austin and Lewis in the morning. Very funny. And are you gonna add Court's name to that?
Yeah, you could add Court. Yeah,
Court. Austin, listen, Court. Or
our producer. Even if you don't like country music, you can listen to our podcast. The best.
That's right. Yes.
Austin.
Available everywhere.
Where there's no music, no commercials, just us. So
it's just you. Okay.
And
then last and obviously not least, the birth of your new baby daughter.
I had a baby. I had a daughter. I'm a dad.
That's huge.
Now.
That's huge.
That?
I mean, do we even want to just move on? Let's give the award to you, Austin. You
No. Because we had a huge year.
No, I know. I'm kidding. It was a big year. It was a huge year. And
big year.
Very happy for you though, on all levels. I mean, the move, the job, the baby. That's a trifecta.
Let me throw a nominee in there.
All right, yeah.
You're nominated because you got married earlier this year.
There it is. There it is.
After delaying it because of COVID, after pushing it back a year, October 30th, 2021, AD and his beautiful bride, Britt, tied the knot. It was awesome. We posted a video recapping that wedding on our YouTube page. If you want to, you can check that out on our YouTube page. It is up there.
And during the wedding, Korked Bat's got a shout out. So I mean, it was so. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that for Korked Bats.
There were a lot of Korked Bats supporters and followers at that wedding, and that was a
maybe
lot
half
of fun.
the room was
That was a lot of fun. I really did appreciate that, and so shout out to anyone who was at AD's wedding who also enjoys Korked Bats.
Such a fun weekend, and of course Kenny, who was just on here, got engaged this year.
Kenny
Speaking of joining in the club,
yeah,
he's about to join us in the married club here.
Look, we weren't joking when we said there were a lot of life events that happened with Korked Bats in this last calendar year.
And maybe this is a sign that COVID is over, right? One of the Korkies we gave out, all these life events happening. This is it right here.
People are asking.
Mob, I think he was in here earlier. Mob from the Cineboys decided he was going to move. So
yeah,
he didn't
has not moved yet, but he decided he's going to.
He made the decision to move, which is big. That's a big life event. Yeah.
That is huge. You could say that might be the biggest one. We'll wait and find out here in just a sec.
We could, and it was he's moving to Nashville, I believe. So congrats on the move.
Yeah,
and
good to get some Nashville presence back. Korked Bats.
Some more Korked Nash. And then in a similar breath, sales guy Jeff welcomed a baby boy this year. 2
babies in 1 year for Korked Bats. How about that?
2 babies.
Sales guy Jeff, one of the T-Rav tasters. You probably seen him do some videos. He's co-hosted an episode of this.
Yes,
podcast.
He has. Yeah, actually a few possibly.
Yeah, he welcomed his 3rd child. My goodness.
Jeez,
dude,
3rd child,
dude.
Wow,
keep it in your pants, man.
Yeah, jeez, Jeff. And then last but not least, nothing happened to Tom and Kev from the Cineboys.
Oh, Cineboys, yeah.
So
they had nothing big, but we'll combine that into one nominee.
That's one nominee. Yes, nothing crazy happened.
Tom and Kev did literally nothing last year, but
you know what? We're hoping that this next year is going to be their year.
Sure.
For this award. Yeah.
Sure. So we still wanted to nominate them, keep them included. Tom and Kev of the Cineboys podcast. Okay. So the winner for biggest life event.
Biggest K life event winner. It's all of us.
All of us. It's just a good year.
We had a great year, and obviously thanks to you guys too. So I mean, we're going to keep it rolling, and we're happy to have you here with us. So thank you guys.
All right. The last category of
the final award.
Yes.
The finale. It's been a crazy award ceremony. I don't know how you missed it. I don't know where you were if you did miss it, but remember, we post it every week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I think Google has podcasts. I think everyone has podcasts these days. YouTube, you want to watch it live? Go back and watch it. We record it live. You can see our beautiful faces. Obviously, we did not reach our goal of 1,000. So Austin does have a shirt on. I have a hat on. So maybe,
but we made a really solid dent. So shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone who helped us get there. We do appreciate you guys so much. And we appreciate all the support that you give this podcast, but then just Korked Bats in general. We love you guys, and we hope you have fun just consuming any of the content that we push out. So the last event, the last category for the 2021 Korkies is, of course, the Korkie of the Year.
As is tradition.
This is the biggest. This is the best picture of the year. This is the I don't know, what's the biggest SB of the year? I don't even know.
Is it like sports person of the year? I think.
Sure. Yeah. This is our Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year award, and it goes to a lot. Now there's a list of names here for the Korkie of the Year, and I'm just going to go ahead and read these off. The nominees for Korkie of the Year. Okay. Starting out, a St. Louis Cardinal, Lars Nootbaar. Honestly, just nominated because he's got a great name. One of the best names in baseball.
Fantastic name.
Lars Nootbaar. Posthumously. I don't even know how to say that word. He's dead. He's dead, but he's still nominated.
All right, R.I.P. Yeah,
R.I.P. Mr. John Madden. John Madden. You may know him from the Ace Hardware commercials.
No,
you may know
R.I.P.
him
John.
from the Tough Actin' to Nactin commercials. You may know him from the Madden video game. Or if you're a football fan, which I'm sure most of you are, you may know him from commentating or coaching. John Madden, gone too soon. Even though John Madden's one of those guys, he died at the age of
85, I think.
85?
85, I believe, yeah.
Which is crazy because when he was hosting Monday Night Football, when I was in high school, he was 85 then too. I don't know how he did it.
Age, yes.
He's been 85 for the last 20 years, but kudos to him. From the grave, he is nominated for Korkie of the Year, John Madden.
Hey, I just looked this up. He's from Austin, Minnesota. Did you know that? Austin, Minnesota.
I knew there was a connection there. I
Yes,
felt the connection.
Then there it is.
The next nominee for Korkie of the Year, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Obviously, look, we're in the middle of Jean-Claude Van Damme. We can't not nominate him for Korkie.
That's standard.
Pete Davidson. How did he end up on this list? I don't know. That's the thing. Pete Davidson, he just kept showing up places. He was everywhere this year, and I don't get why. And I don't even know why he's on this list of nominees here, but he is. Pete Davidson up for Korkie of the Year. Next nominee, Brendan Fraser.
Of course.
Naturally. Naturally.
Goes without saying.
The next nominee for Korkie of the Year, Jason Kidd's collar. Damn. Not even Jason Kidd, just his collar.
I mean, can you blame the collar?
The thing's big. I gotta give him credit. I mean, that was a fun moment for Cork Bats this year. Jason Kidd's collar, nominated for Korkie of the Year. And finally, last and certainly not least, Derrick Henry. Cork Bats, the #1 Derrick Henry fan site on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're not gonna go an entire award show and not have him.
I mean, award. Despite the injury he sustained this year, he's still nominated, regardless.
So, AD, the winner for Korkie of the Year goes to.
Well, I'm nervous about this one.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We'll tell you right after this commercial break. Sorry, I just
this podcast sponsored by.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking about changing it up last minute. I was going to give it to someone, and now I'm thinking about changing up the award. That's why I'm stalling.
And that's why we're at the Korkies here, because you can do that at the Korkies.
You can do that. You honestly can. There's no rules, just right. The Korkies.
Oh, this is tough.
This is tough.
I'm nervous.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to. Oh, geez, AD. What do you have a say in this? If you would give it to someone, honestly,
I don't know. I
Lars Nootbaar, John Madden, Pete Davidson. Gosh, I don't know how he ended up in there. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jason Kidd's collar, Brendan Fraser, or Derrick Henry.
That's tough. I know who I would pick, but
who would you pick?
Is it who or what would you pick?
Oh, okay. What would you pick?
Well, I know what you're struggling between. I think I do. I think you're struggling between Jason Kidd's collar and John Madden. I mean, maybe I'm way off. I
will say you got one of them correct.
That makes it even harder. I think it's Jason Kidd's collar.
You know what? AD? Yeah, let's give it to Jason Kidd's collar.
Yeah.
Let's give it to Jason Kidd's collar, the winner of the 2021 Korkie of the Year. Well deserved. A big year. Categories that we did not get to. The Frank Fact of the Year. We apologize to that. Shout out to Frank.
Sorry, Frank. Too. Sorry, Frank.
Yeah, no, I just want to shout out Frank. He has been a huge proponent of this podcast with giving us the Frank Fact every single week. It is. He is the man, and we appreciate him. AD, it's been a tremendous year. Thank you, dude, for all of the help that you've done for Korked.
Thank you.
This in 2021, we grew a ton, and we appreciate all of you. We're excited for 2022, a big year already planned, already in store for you. More videos, more fun stuff coming.
Yes,
even with me being a dad and having a full-time job, like that's we're still going to help grow Korked Bats, and thank you to every single one of you that shares Korked Bats with someone else. That's our biggest way of growth right now, is the just word of mouth. So to every single one of you, thank you. Can't begin to tell you how much you guys mean to us and how much fun we have, because that's really all we're about. We just want to have fun on the internet, and because there's a lot of negativity, a lot of dumb stuff, a lot of people taking themselves way too seriously,
a lot of hot takes.
A lot of take sirens, a lot of take sirens. We are the opposite of that. So we just want to thank you guys for supporting us in growing this thing. And yeah, so AD, before we get out of here, do you got anything for the road?
I actually did it right before we went on air here, because it's been a week or so since I've done it. Make sure you water these plants. This one's still looking pretty healthy, so just make sure you keep those watered. And the next couple of weeks of the junk drawer might look a little bit differently until the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll be probably some special guests. It might be a little bit different than what we're used to here with Austin and I. So just have some fun with us. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah. No, guys, thank you so much to everyone. Make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube page. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Really want to get there. So we appreciate you for hitting that subscribe page, and then just like us on all of our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. On Instagram, we're Korked Bats 2. Everywhere else, we're just Korked Bats. So thank you guys for a tremendous year. We love you so much. Can't say it enough. Honestly, can't say it enough. We love you. Honestly, we don't say it enough.
No, and we should. You're right.
And we should. AD, if you don't mind, what wins the Korkie for the best sign off of the year?
Best sign off of the year.
Yeah, what would you say that is?
Is it the same category as best sign on of the year?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or intro of the year?
Yeah, I'd say they're all the same category.
Oh, I know exactly what the answer is. It's Ahoy.
Oh, that's right. Ahoy.